Hello, hello there. Welcome back to Grandma Ray Don't Play, and I'm Rachel. So I'd like to talk to you for a little bit. Is that okay? I haven't done a talk show in, many months. So I would like to talk to you today. I had some sickness. Yes, let me turn this light on. Okay, that's better. So, in December, Grandma Ray Don't Play was diagnosed with the big C-19 word. Yes, the sickness that is going around since March that has plagued us all nationwide. And I thought that I was not gonna be affected by it. I wasn't gonna get it because it's been around since March and it was December and I had felt okay and I didn't suffer any of the symptoms that was pre-told to us, some of the symptoms to look for. So my symptoms were none of those symptoms. Well, maybe one of those symptoms, but for the most part none of the common ones. And so when I first got sick, I really didn't know that I was sick because I was looking for other symptoms. And then 2 days later, because I get tested at work weekly, 2 days later I found out that I tested positive for the big C-19 word. And I'm calling it C-19 for the purpose of YouTube. And by the way, YouTube, everything I say on here is my opinion only. And so I just wanted to make that public. Okay? Alright, so let me go through some of what I went through. Maybe some of you have had the big C-19 and maybe you have it. And so I'm just giving you my perspective of it because some people you may know and some people you may not know, but I know you know me if you watch this channel, so I'm letting you know that even I was not exempt from getting this sickness. Okay, the sickness that I suffered was not unique. Everybody is hoping and praying they don't get it, or they know someone that have it or have had it. And so it's something that we are all very, very concerned about, extremely concerned. I did wear my mask. I wear masks when I'm at work all day. I wear masks in public. But of course, when I come to my house, I don't wear a mask. Even though it's just me here. But, there's lots of opportunity where it could still affect me. I didn't wear goggles, and they say it can get through your eyes. So who knows? All I know is that I definitely was affected by it. The big C-19 got Grandma Ray. Okay? Okay, so my symptoms was chills. I was extremely cold. And this was right before they told me that I had the big C. I was very, very cold, and I'm very hot-blooded. So for me to have the chills and everything, that's very unusual for me. So I, started putting on layers of clothes and that sort of thing, and no matter what I put on, it just seemed like I couldn't get warm enough. Okay, so that was one symptom I had. I had an earache. Started in one ear, and then it went to both ears. And I still have the earache off and on, not on a regular basis like I did. So I think that when you have the big C-19, it can affect you many months later, and I think that's what's going on with me. I did go to the hospital, and they looked in my ear, and they said I had some fluid in one of my ears, and just take you know, they gave me some medicine for that. They also gave me some uh, uh, other solutions, ear drops, etc., to help with the earache. Okay. I did have diarrhea. Now that was a common symptom that they talked about, but I didn't have it right away, so that's why I didn't have a clue right away what was going on. I had the diarrhea maybe after a week of having it. Okay. I was extremely tired. It seemed like all I wanted to do was just lay in the bed. And oh, my worst experience with the C-19 was the pains, aches and pains. And so the pains and aches would just like shoot into your body in different places real quick. You know, like it wasn't like a, you know, some pain, it builds up. So you know it's there, and then you know it's getting a little worse and a little worse. No, this was right away, instantly, like boom. And then it would go away just as fast as it came. And then, of course, this was a repeating episode for the duration of the time period. The aches and pains got a little better towards the end, but they were still present. And that was the one thing that I just couldn't get over, because, and it got to the point where, you know, normally if you have an ache or pain, you'll say, oh, or you'll scrunch, or you'll do something to show some emotion that you're having it. Well, it got to the point where they were coming so fast. I didn't even move at that point. I just like this, you know, trying to shake it off or something, which of course you can't. So that was my my worst experience with the C-19. And I'm telling you this so that you can learn from my experience, and maybe you'll have similar symptoms and not know it, and so this may help you out. Also, definitely get tested. I was surprised that I think it's the CDC, whoever's in charge of the big C, they actually contacted me and told me that I had tested positive. And the good part about it is every other day someone called me from there to check on me and see how I was doing. That was absolutely marvelous. And my doctor called on the other days that they didn't call. It was really the greatest care ever, for real, because even though I was alone in my house, at least I knew those calls was coming, and I could talk about my aches, pains, care, concern when they called, so that I would know that I'm okay. You know, that was really great. Great service, great job. They are really out there working for us, and I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. Okay? All right. So, oh, and by the way, I had no energy. None. No energy. I couldn't do anything, guys, but just deal with that reality. Okay, going forward. These are my concerns while I was sick with the big C-19. I worried if my sickness would get worse. You know, like if I all of a sudden had the breathing problem, or something worse that I didn't know was coming. But the main thing that you hear about is people having the breathing problem, or they end up with pneumonia, and they have to go to the hospital, and then, you know, that sort of thing. That was my biggest concern. And so I prayed a lot, guys. I prayed that I didn't get to that point, because you know, I didn't want to face the reality when you go to the hospital, they don't have enough doctors and nurses to care for everybody, and how is that going to work out for me? Okay. Um, and I was wondering if I made it into the hospital, would I make it out? Because, you know, you always hear about some people went in and they didn't make it out. You know, it's just very, very scary to have the big C-19. It's extremely scary. It's scary when you haven't had it, but when you actually are into it, it's extremely scary, guys. You're alone with the big C because of social distance. So, you know, I couldn't have anybody over because, you know, you can't be around someone. You're supposed to isolate yourself. That's another problem because, you know, what do you do? But thank God, I had some friends that called and checked on me. I had a friend that, and her name is Lucy. She came and went to the pharmacy for me. She went to the store for me. You know, God will have somebody to help you in your time of need. And she was really there for me 100%. Others called and checked on me. And so it made it tolerable. It really, really did. And so if you could have somebody in your corner that could maybe go to the store for you or do whatever you need done, that is definitely, definitely worth its weight in gold. It really is. So that helps you to find out who your real friends are, right? Okay. I prayed a lot, and God answered prayer. After my battle with the big C-19, I thought I was all set because they said once you have it, you have some kind of immunity build up for so many months. So I said, okay, well, at least I can have that little breathing results to know that I'm okay for a few months. And then I talked to my doctor 3 days ago. And she says, yes, but you're not immune from the new strand that's out there. I said, what? All the fears and everything went in my head again immediately. You know, and now the worry is still there. Except now, the worry is like 10 times more in my head because I have already experienced it and I know the pains and all of that I went through. So it's really real for me now, okay? And I'm just praying to God that I don't get that other strand. It's scary. Okay, so my last thoughts on this, I have notes here, guys. That's why I'm looking down. So I'm going to give a suggestion to everyone that's listening to my voice. Take the big C-19 very serious. Very serious, guys. And I don't care if you're young or you're old, take it serious. And oh, by the way, what I didn't mention is I have pre-conditions. I am a diabetic. So that was another huge concern that I had. I didn't know if it would spike my sugar up or what would happen with that. So again, you know, everyone, whether you're young or old, pre-conditioned or not, take the big C-19 very serious. If someone in your house is sick with the big C-19, separate, wear a mask on you. Okay, they should wear a mask too, but definitely you should wear a mask because you want to protect yourself and you want to also protect others in the house because when you're in the house, it's pretty close quarters and the possibility is real. So I would wear a mask for the 14 days in the house if someone in there has the big C-19. And also, wash your hands continuously, non-stop. Just continuously wash your hands. Okay, and if there's little kids in the house, wash their hands. All right. Have your vitamin C, like anything that you use for vitamin C, whether it's a drink, or I showed you how to make a vitamin C drink on my channel. You can check that out. Or you have vitamin C tablets, whatever you have, you need to definitely have that on hand ahead of time, way before you even know that you're going to get sick. Just have it there so that if something happens, because you can't go out then, that you can just grab it right then and there so you can start helping the situation, okay? Tylenol is another thing that you need to have in your house now so that if something happens, it's your backup plan. Okay, very, very important. So please consider buying those things now, keeping it in the house. So if you go buy, let's say, orange juice, don't drink it. You know, buy the kind that you don't have to put in the refrigerator, so that you can keep it in your shelf, so that when it happens, that's your emergency juice that you can pull out. Or apple juice, or go on my channel, I showed you how to take lemon juice and orange juice and apple juice and vitamin C. Okay, so try these things and have it on hand for emergency use. All right, you want to also be able to have some food already cooked in the freezer, so that, because you're not going to be feeling like cooking, let me tell you that right now. So you can just pull it out and put it in the microwave and eat to keep your strength up. And even if you don't feel like eating, eat anyway to keep your strength up. Very, very important. All right. So we think about, we'll go to the store and we'll shop for a week or 2 weeks because we want to make sure we have things on hand in our house. Well, these are things that we need on hand to fight the big C that's going on nationwide. Okay. And when in doubt, get tested. It doesn't hurt to get tested, because at least you'll know what's going on, okay? And my prayers go out to everyone. I think that we're doing pretty good mentally through all of this. This has been going on since March, and this is January. In two more months, we'll be going through this a whole year. And so it looks like it's going to be around a while. So I ask you to keep yourself in prayer, wear your mask, and pray for others. And while I was sick, I do want you to know, I thought about my YouTube family, and that gave me some strength to fight it all and be able to come in front of the camera with you again. And I love you all, and thank you for at least watching the channels and helping it to grow. I want to talk about the thumbs up, okay? So the way YouTube works is your videos get circulated more the more thumbs up you get. So I would like for you, everyone, when you watch my videos, to give it a thumbs up. You know, it's an enjoyment that I'm providing for you, and you like it because you let me know that in the comments sometimes, or just by your views. And so go ahead and let YouTube know that you like it with that thumbs up. And if you see any video that I do that you think someone else could benefit from it, you should share that with them. You know, when you think about sharing stuff with people, you might go on the phone and call them and share them with some information. Well, share that with them. You know, surprise them and send them over a link so that they can see something that you think may interest them. Okay, it's some love, some food love that you didn't have to cook. Okay, all right, thanks a lot. It's been a long time since I sat down and talked with you. But don't worry, I won't let it be that long in the future. You know why? Because I'm here for you, and I love you, and I love serving you. Until next time, bye-bye.